Welcome to Bougie and Boring, a spa business podcast. I'm Amanda Luisa, a licensed skincare professional and spa owner. This podcast is all about creating a business that's both high-end and effortless. What I like to call bougie and boring, because the goal isn't chaos and overwhelm, it's simplicity and ease. I'll show you how to build a spa that runs smoothly, feels inspiring, and is so well structured, it practically runs itself. You'll learn how to create a business that's not just successful, but truly enjoyable to own. Let's get right into it. Okay, we are doing this thing. So if you are watching on YouTube, you will notice that there is a baby strapped to me because I can only contact nap, he can only contact nap right now. He's got a little bit of a cold, and so my little guy is just wanting some extra contact, and that's okay. I did try to put him down a couple times, but you know, if this was my first cold, I would want to be snuggled up with mommy as well. So I figured, you know what? I'm not going to ever let my business come before my baby. So I told myself, if I want to record a podcast, but he wants to snuggle, then I'm going to snuggle. I'm going to figure out a way to snuggle him and also record my podcast. So, this is what I call work-life integration. There's not really I don't believe that there's any such thing as work-life balance, because it's just about managing where I am at day to day. And sometimes that means I need to baby wear while I work, and that is okay. I never ever this is what I tell myself. If I fast forward 10, 20, 30 years from now, will I look back at today or this season of my life and have regrets? Am I going to look back and be like, you know what? I wish I had worked more. No, I'm going to wish I had snuggled my baby more. And so I'm going to snuggle my baby more. And that's something that I have a feeling a lot of you can relate to. So this episode, very timely, is all about diving into how stepping away from your business can offer some clarity and how to rebuild it to align with the life that you truly desire. So I am coming back from maternity leave. This is my second time doing this. What does it look like? What did I learn this time around? What am I going to do differently next time? Because I do hope there's a next time. However, it doesn't have to pertain to a maternity leave. It could be, maybe I want to go on a backpacking trip around Europe. Maybe I just don't want to work for 1 month or 2 months or whatever. And I will be able to do this. I will be able to step away completely and know everything is going to be okay. Or, God forbid, I have some type of medical leave and I need to be gone for 2 months, and everything will be okay. I know everything will be okay. So first, let's talk about the power of stepping away. Okay, so this maternity leave was so different from my first in that it was so much easier. I'd already done it before. Even with my baby, my second baby was so much easier. He does sleep so much more than my first. However, it is still very hard. I am still getting only 3, maybe 4 hours of sleep at a time if I'm lucky. Not just if my baby lets me, but if my boobs let me. Let's be real here, ladies. If you've ever breastfed a baby, you know what I mean. So with the baby, it was easier, yes, but also with leaving the spa. So I felt so much more grounded this time around. It was most likely because I've done it before. I knew what to expect, not just with the baby, but with the business. So honestly, I was really surprised to feel ready to go back to work by week 2. But here's the plot twist. I also realized how poorly I function on broken sleep. Like, wow. Luca has been waking up every 3 to 4 hours. And although my brain is revving back into this CEO mode, my body's like, girl, we're not doing this right now. And I have to respect that. I could physically show up, sure, but I'd be showing up as less than the leader that my team deserves. So, and let me just shout out my team here for a second. They are phenomenal. Communication with each other has been amazing. The problem solving has been awesome. They're owning their roles, and it just gave me such a huge sense of peace. And I could literally rest easy knowing that everything was taken care of. So it affirmed everything that I've been preaching on this podcast about building a business that doesn't collapse without you. So it's not just a theory, it's real life. I've lived it, and I have proven it to work not just once, but twice now. So that's just a really good feeling. So I also learned something really important about me this time around, and it was really hard to accept, maybe is the word. But it all came about, and I've started documenting this process because I knew that I was going to want to look back and remember it, because everything is such a blur during these first couple months of baby. And so my birthday is in the middle of April, and my second son was born at the beginning of April. So a couple weeks after he was born, I had my 34th birthday. And my oldest gave me the best birthday gift I could have ever asked for. And that was, so he's not quite 2. He'll be 2 in July. And he is in this like speech explosion right now where I say, can you say this? And he says it back to me, in the cute little 2-year-old jargon that he does. And it's the best thing in the whole wide world. I freaking love. I just want to squeeze him. I just love him so much. And so I was just doing my thing around the house. My husband and I were just trying to make sense of a 2-week-old baby at the time. And all of a sudden, my oldest goes, "I love you, Mama." And I lost it. The first time he's ever said "I love you," he says it to me, and he says it so clear. And it was on my birthday, and I couldn't handle it. It was too much. It was the best thing ever. But I wept, and I told my husband, I was like, I don't ever want to go back to work. I want to stay here with my babies. And, just had my moments. And he was like, you can be a stay-at-home mom if you want. And I was like, don't you ever let me do that. I would probably go crazy if I was a stay-at-home mom. It's just not like I was meant to be a mom, but I was also meant to be an entrepreneur. So if that's relatable, let me know. But what I can tell you is that little moment really, really solidified for me that I want to be home more than I was before. So I had a pretty limited schedule before. I really tried to finish my day by 2 or 3, but honestly, because I just got carried away, like I would be at work, I'd be in a groove. I didn't want to lose that like writing streak, or I didn't want to lose that momentum that I had. And I would end up staying at work longer than expected. And so I wasn't picking him up until like 4:35 some days, when my intention was to not pick him up any later than 2:30. So I'm really, really trying to use my calendar as king and not go past the times that I've set for myself, because both boys are now going to be in daycare in the next couple months. And so I really want to make sure that I am picking them up between, those set times that I've set for myself. And not just that, but I'm actually staying home 2 days a week now to have that closer time with the boys while while they are so young. So this realization sparked a new mini series that I'll be launching soon here on the podcast. It's just like a little side episode, and it's going to be called Built for Both. So if you're a mom and you have a business, which I'm pretty sure most of the people listening have a business if you're listening to this podcast, but if you also happen to be a mom, then that little segment is going to be for you, because it is for my fellow mompreneurs who feel so deeply called to both business and motherhood like I am. So I see you, I feel you, and I am walking right there beside you. I'm so passionate about figuring out how to do both well. And spoiler alert, the key is building a strong team. So taking this break really helped give me a fresh perspective, not just on what's working in my business, but also what's working in my personal life. So I've done maternity leave before, and there were things that I loved and things that I knew I had to change this time around if I wanted it to be a little bit less stressful. So what worked this time? Planning ahead. I made sure that I bought everything that I could in advance and operated under the assumption that I would be out longer than expected. So, and this is on both ends of my leave, right? So I took the first, I scheduled myself, and I say that with air quotes, like I scheduled myself to go on maternity leave 1 month early in case my kiddo came early, and thank God I did, because he did. He came 2 weeks early unexpectedly. And I'm so glad that that time was already blocked off. Now, did I just sit on my couch and eat bonbons? No, I was working on all the things that kind of just slip through the cracks and don't really get done. But now I got to check them off of my box, or check that box off of my list. And so I was able to get a lot of things done. So what didn't work well? Well, not having like a centralized document of all the random but essential things that I purchase once or twice a year. So my business operations assistant handles all of our regular ordering, but when it comes to like those one-off items like our hand soap or branded stamps, she has no idea where to get them. And that's not her fault. That's on me. It's all in my head. And I need to create a simple resource that she can always reference. So that's something that I'll slowly be building over the next year, is like a master purchasing document with links and vendors for everything, so that she has it in case she ever needs it again. And really I can just completely let go and give that all to her, because she's already ordering a lot of our things. So this is just a great addition to like completely close that loop and allow her to take over that task completely. So let this be your gentle nudge if you've ever stepped away from your business or even just taken a week off. What did you learn? What surprised you? What would you do differently next time? Always finding those tiny little ways to tweak and improve is so important, because these pauses are powerful. They show us where the cracks are, and that is where the gold is. That is where the most important parts of growing a business are located. So let yourself reflect on all of that. What else? So realizing that the need for change is one thing, but remember that implementing is a completely different thing, right? So explore how to rebuild intentionally. And so this might be a good time coming back from whatever that little break is that you're taking, or whatever, me coming back from my maternity leave. It might be a good idea for me to reflect and rebuild little portions of my business with intention. So if you're looking to do this, you can do it by clarifying your core values, determine what matters to you in your business and your life, and, figure out if your current business model aligns with that, if it aligns with the lifestyle that you want. Do you want to be a solo, or do you want something more team-based so that you can step away with ease? Begin making decisions using those core values, right? Start thinking about what you're going to need 1 year from now. What's going to be the most valuable thing for you? Are you going to need someone to see the clients that you normally see while you're gone? Or are you simply going to just need someone to respond to DMs and messages and phone calls while you're gone? So making those clarifications now will help you know what next steps you need to take so that you can run your business with ease. I don't know if you can hear my little guy taking some breaths. He's being super cute. I'm definitely doing the mom sway as I sit here and record this. So it's just the oxytocin is flowing, that is for sure. So rebuilding or rebranding, or just kind of making these clarifications in your business are just as much about mindset as they are about strategy. So let's dive into that mindset piece just a little bit. First, you gotta let go. You've got to let go of little bitty pieces of your business at first, those low risk things, because that's when it will lead to growth. And then I also want to make sure that I address overcoming the guilt that's associated with working less. That's something that I personally still struggle with. And I can share what I've learned so far, but that's something that I am currently still trying to figure out. So once I do, I will absolutely share that with you, because I know for a fact I am not the only person that feels that way. So how do you let go so that your team and your business can grow? You have to transition from doing all the work to leading your business. This can look like letting go of those low risk tasks to free up the space in your head to tackle those more important issues that are going into your business with, whoever you're handing these tasks off to. You'll be able to give them bigger and bigger tasks, and eventually it becomes extremely addicting, I will tell you, to try and figure out who can take these things off of your plate in your business so that you can work less without having to kind of clutter up your headspace with all those tiny little tasks, and you can focus on the things that are bigger and better and will help your business grow faster. So, okay, let's go there for a second. So, because even with all this clarity and intention, and even with a solid team in place and systems that work beautifully while I am away, I still feel so guilty for working less. And it's a big reason why I messaged my team and I'm like, "Hey guys, this is after 2 weeks. I'm 2 weeks postpartum, okay?" And I'm like, "Hey guys, I am so good and I'm ready to jump back in." And it's funny because two of the people on my team, they're like, "Okay, Amanda, like, okay, just take a beat, relax. It's okay to be away." And I'm just so lucky that they're so like, they just have such good mom energy, and they understand, and they're like, it's going to be okay. So I know that I'm not alone in this. This is a deeply ingrained narrative, especially for women and especially for moms, that rest equals laziness, or that stepping back makes us less ambitious or less valuable. But let me tell you, choosing to work less does not mean that you're doing less. It means you're working smarter. It means you're trusting the business that you built to actually support you. So that shift doesn't happen overnight, okay? I had to remind myself sometimes daily, sometimes multiple times a day, that leadership isn't about being physically present 24/7. It's about casting this vision, building a team, empowering the people that I brought into my circle to carry out that vision and their portion of the business. So when you create space for recovery, for motherhood, for dreaming again, you don't lose momentum. You actually gain clarity. You grow roots. You create margin for the things that make you a better leader and a better human. So if you're feeling guilty for working less, I want to offer you a mindset reframe. You're not abandoning your business. You're growing into the version of yourself who can lead it differently. You're more strategic, you're more intentional, and you're creating a business that is more sustainable. And that version of you, she builds businesses that last. Businesses that serve her, not just the other way around. She builds a business that supports the life she wants. So, this maternity leave was very profound for me, and I wanted to share with you a few things that I took away from it. So, if you're feeling inspired to start rebranding or rebuilding your business or reconstructing it around the life that you desire, then take this as your permission slip and take a tiny step in the direction of whatever feels like your perfect life. And if you are wanting help with this, please reach out to me. Let me know. Share the things that you're excited about and maybe the things you're a little bit afraid of. I think that it's extremely relatable, and you don't need to do it by yourself. I know entrepreneurship can feel very lonely, like nobody else understands, but I assure you, there are so many people that get it. And I feel like now that I am a mom, and especially a mom to two, I feel that connection with other mom business owners even stronger now. It's something that just hasn't been put into words very easily in the past, and now I realize that there are no words and that's okay. So thank you for joining me on this journey back into the world of spa entrepreneurship. Remember, it's not about doing more. It's about doing what aligns with your vision. So until then, take care and keep building the life you love. I'll see you there. If you found value in today's conversation, don't forget to subscribe or share with a spa owner friend. You can also leave a review on iTunes, and in the comments section, ask any question you want, and I'm so happy to answer it right here on the podcast. Ready for the next step? Schedule a free 30-minute discovery call to see how I can help you with your business. You can also head over to amandaluisaconsulting.com and grab a free resource. I've got so many good ones over there. Whether it's hiring, paying yourself more, overcoming burnout, I've got you covered with resources to help make your business bougie and boring. Peace and love, my friend. I'll talk to you soon.